Welcome back to Brothers Talking Sports. It is Super Bowl 59 preview and predictions. Guys, we've made it to the Super Bowl. When you're watching this, it'll be a couple days from now. And we're going to break everything down this week, last week. We're going to go over the schedule for the next upcoming weeks because football is gone soon. As how do you feel about football being gone? No more football Sundays.
Thankfully, during the week, I've watched a bit of college hoops, and the SEC college basketball is pretty good. So it's sad, but it's not the end of the world. We'll survive.
I don't know. It's going to be a next rough 6 months, 7 months, whatever it is. Shay?
I got baseball coming. I'll be okay.
That's true. You do play baseball. I don't play baseball.
Baseball. I ain't watching baseball.
Yeah, we ain't watching baseball.
Honestly, in past years, I've always been annoyed, sucks when football season's over. This year, obviously, it's football's there'll be nothing like Sundays, nothing to do as much, but this year is different. I don't know. I haven't been as invested in the playoffs as much as I've been in previous years. I think I was just so annoyed by how the Packers season ended that it was I didn't really want to watch, especially because now I see the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and I'm like, man, I've a healthy Packers team I'm confident could have beaten the Eagles. So it's just seeing that is annoying. So I've always been all right, I'm when this season ends, it's okay. Ready for it to end. I'm ready for next year and the off season to see what happens.
All the stuff in the offseason, we'll break it all down with the draft, going into the draft real hard this year. We'll even be talking about guys in free agency and stuff like that. We'll have 2 podcasts on that. But let's go into the schedule for the next couple weeks. Okay, and that button doesn't work. So this is going to come out February 5th. We're filming this way before February 5th, but that's okay. So that's going to come out. Then the Super Bowl review is going to come out the 16th. That may also include some other draft stuff. Who knows? D lineman edge rusher review for the 2025 draft. It will come out February 23rd, and then DBs and safeties will come out March 2nd. So that's how the next couple weeks are going to go. Every Sunday, pop these things out. A couple shorts going to be coming out very soon. So everybody stay tuned for that stuff. I think next is the let's see. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. As you could scroll to the third slide now. I don't know if you scrolled through it, but we have player A and player B. This is going to be made into a TikTok, but not by. This is going to be a separate thing for a TikTok. Player A had
and player B.
So I'll break it all down. Player A had more big time throws. He had 27. Player B had 22.
Mm-hmm.
Turnover worthy plays. Player A had 16.
Mm-hmm.
Player B had 17.
Mm-hmm.
Average time to throw. Player A had 8.24.
Mm-hmm.
Player B had 2.78. Attempts 541 for player A. For player B, 632. Player A, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Why do I feel like I know who this is?
All right, who do you think it is, Shay?
I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure the guy on the right is Mahomes. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure this is Mahomes. And I have a weird feeling this might be Jordan Love. And I know Jordan Love had about 11 interceptions. Ooh, we just had a lighting.
Yeah,
Lighting go down.
it went down again.
I know he had 11 interceptions. He had 20-ish touchdowns, but he didn't throw many touchdowns the past couple weeks of the season. That's why I'm thinking this could be him. He also has a lot of less attempts because he missed some games. That's a lot of attempts still for him, though, that missed games. He didn't have that many attempts, I feel like. I think this is Mahomes. I'm pretty sure this guy on the right is Mahomes.
You would be right about that.
Yeah, this is Mahomes. Might be Jordan Love. I'm not 100% sure. That seems like a lot of attempts for him, and he missed some games.
All right, you want to know who it
I have
was?
a question.
Wait, do we have to pick? We pick which one we would take?
Oh, yeah, well, as what you going to say?
What do you mean by the turnover-worthy plays? What are those plays that should be turnovers?
Yes, plays that should have been turnovers, whether they were or weren't.
Yeah, basically it's when the ball is put in wrist. AKA it's thrown and the DB gets his hands on it and probably should have made a pick or something, or he gets a pick.
Or
Yeah.
that would be or whatever. Okay.
I would take player A, even though I know player B is Mahomes. I mean, when you look at the stats, obviously not as many touchdowns, but
He's got
more big time
80
throws, less turnover worthy plays. Now, obviously, it's tough to say because a lot less attempts. So you would think with another 90 attempts,
These guys played the same amount of games.
they played the same amount of games.
They played the same amount of games. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that's not Jordan Love because
It's not Jordan Love.
He didn't.
I'll
play
tell you that
as
right
many
now.
games. Mahomes played 16 games.
Okay,
16.
then he maybe played one less.
the other
one to
guy,
two less.
The other guy played 1 or 2 less.
Played 1 or 2 less. He played the full season.
So 80 attempts is a lot.
Uh,
Player A's got to be on a team that doesn't throw the ball as much as Mahomes does. And was this just regular season?
I take back my answer. I want to pick player B. I have a weird feeling I know who player A is.
Who do you think player A is?
Is it Bryce Young?
We'll see.
I think it might be Bryce Young. And Bryce Young's second half of the season is
a
historical.
couple weeks because of Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
right?
well, Oscar said he might have played one less. I think he might have played 15 games of this. So
I'm pretty sure player A played all 18 games.
oh, he played them all.
I think he played
Oh,
them all.
so it's not Bryce Young then? Okay, I'm thrown in for a loop then.
All right, you ready to guys to figure out who player A is?
Who played all 18 games? Now I want to guess who.
You could guess. I'll try to fix the light. Guess. You and Ezra guess.
All right, Ezra, what are we thinking? Player, I'm this is Mahomes on the right. This is definitely Mahomes.
Yeah, Oscar said it was.
Guy on the left. Oscar said he's pretty sure he played every game this season. He played every.
Okay, so what starting QB played every game on a team that doesn't throw the ball as much as Kansas City?
Well, Kansas City throws it a lot, to be fair.
Herbert.
No, he had 3 interceptions all year. It's not Herbert.
You're right. Okay.
I'm trying to go down the. I'm going down the.
How many interceptions did Stafford have?
Did Stafford have? Oh, Stafford didn't play every game this year. Even though Oscar might have forgotten, he sat the last game of the season.
Yep.
Are we sure he played in the final week of the season? Okay, so it's not Stafford then.
Not that.
It's not. Who's Seattle's quarterback? Geno, money Geno. I could see that being Geno's numbers. Geno technically played every game. He missed.
Jaden Daniels didn't have 11 interceptions.
It's
did
not Jaden Daniels. It's not Jaden Daniels.
Jared Goff.
I think you.
No, it's not Goff. He had more touchdowns than that Goff.
All right, we ready?
I'm just gonna throw out a guess. I haven't gone through all of it. I'm gonna say Geno Smith. That's gonna be my guess.
Geno Smith.
Even though
Okay.
I think he might have thrown more. I think he definitely had more touchdowns than that. But I can't think of. I'm trying to go quick through the stuff.
I'm revealing.
No idea.
Okay, here we go. Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
It was the Munchkin.
All right.
Hey now.
He is smaller. Yeah, that one was interesting, huh? You didn't think it was
I
Kyler.
was. I forgot. I actually skipped the Cardinals.
Tyler
I
is
forgot.
the insomnia cookie eating Black Ops playing black version of Josh Allen.
And you know what? The big time throws make sense. Kyler does make some big throws. He does make some throws where oh, that's a good throw. Then he makes obviously some turnover plays. Kyler, he's a solid quarterback, Kyler. I feel like he's solid. He's about, if you ranked all the quarterbacks, he's probably right in that middle of the pack range, I feel like. He's sitting in
I
your...
put him at 12.
There was 7 to.
I don't know if I'd put him as high as 12, but I think you could sit, if you want to sit him in the 13 to 20, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the statistics of the middle quarterbacks, but he'd probably go in about that range. I'd maybe about.
So there's about
16.
17 quarterbacks that played 80% of the snaps. These two were included.
All right.
These guys played.
I knew those were Mahomes stats because I've seen his touchdown interception ratio.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. The attempts, Mahomes always has a lot more attempts. They throw the ball a lot, so it makes sense.
That's that. All right, let's move on here. This is the leaderboards. I have 9 points. I won. Congrats to me. Shay, you just can't come in last with Ezra. The Eagles need to win essentially.
Okay. I want to see the points because
Ezra, this is Ezra's bracket. It's the words are covered up there. That's my fault.
Why are our names in what? Oh,
Because I accidentally changed it to white. It's my fault.
Ezra.
hold on. I got it. Oh, shit.
Oh, I forgot he can change it while I'm in here.
DION.
Ezra got the whole conference championship wrong.
Yeah. He got both division. He got the teams
He
going to
did.
divisional game, right?
He did.
So that's impressive. But the Bucks got eliminated round 1, and the Lions also got eliminated round 2. So that really sucked. I did a very good job this year. Very, very good job.
Yeah, you were pretty almost spot on.
Almost
with
spot on.
everything.
I missed 2 games, which was, and I even
nothing big either.
I even said I took the Commanders in the points too. So
the one I didn't know. In big surprise was really the Chargers. I think that we were
getting their ass whooped.
We all thought they would win.
And then Shay's predictions right here. Well, not the worst, not the best, not Ezra's, but also at the same time.
I'm telling you, if Baltimore would have just gotten through Buffalo, that Baltimore team was good. That Baltimore team was a good team.
They were good.
If they just weren't stupid, they're just dumb, like actual dumb stuff.
They were good. So that's Shay's predictions. And then we have some questions that I'm going to pull up here. Different stats and stuff like that. We're going to go over.
Okay.
So let's hop into the first question. What's the Eagles' biggest weakness? And I want you guys to think about this because nobody will probably get this. I'll say it right now. As I'll start with you. What do you think the Eagles' biggest weaknesses?
You
wouldn't think this, but I didn't think it
their
either.
linebackers played.
What?
How have their linebackers played? Because I know their secondary is disgusting and their D line is pretty
They
good.
have an all-pro linebacker. That's all I'll say on that.
I actually think I know what it is, weirdly.
Okay.
Because I think I remember hearing this stat against when they played the Packers, and it was because I want to say because like my gut was telling me to go with like pass rush and like, but they've actually created a good amount of pressure. I feel like in the playoffs, but if I remember correctly, I mean, yeah. What's the answer here? Is it like a position? Is it going to be like? Is it like run pass rush or
this
like
one is not a stat, but it's kind of a stat.
Okay.
This one's kind of all the rest of the ones aren't really a stat. This is kind of a stat. I think that I don't know if the strength is too.
It has to do with their run defense, which is weird. But it's not their D line, if I remember correctly. It's something with like their is it their secondary and like kind of their linebackers do a bad job in the run game or something like I think it's something weird or like
Okay.
along that line.
Do you have any guess on what the Eagles' biggest weakness is?
No.
Okay.
Because I watched Josh Jacobs. I mean, like, when he would get through the line of scrimmage, it was just like, I mean, he had a huge run. It was just like, I was like, bounce off one guy, bounce off another. Like, nobody could tackle him in the secondary. It was just, and no linebackers missing tackles. Like, it was, I don't know. I feel like it's something with, like, their back half of their defense is weak against the run.
Shay,
Did they? Hold on. I'm going to pull something out of my ass. You ready? They allow a really high
Yards after contact
to opposing running back.
Yeah, that makes sense because Josh Jacobs is like the leader in yards after contact. So that would make sense if they allow the most yards after or like a lot of yards after contact.
you guys are on the right track.
Oh.
Tackling. According to PFF, the seventh worst tackling team in the
Yeah,
NFL.
okay, so that's why their yards per team. That's kind of what I was getting. I don't know why I couldn't think of
Browns
this
were the worst.
Statistical the statistical category. That would make sense. Yeah, Ezra got it. Yards after contacts because like that was Josh Jacobs was like number 1 in the league with that or some crazy thing. Where like Saquon was like not that high because man's yards before contact was like 2 yards before contact. It's like the highest thing ever because their offensive line is so good. That does make sense though because I remember hearing something about that.
Well, I looked this up. This was funny. Oh, okay. What's the Eagles' biggest strength? Best strength. This is a category.
This is a category?
Yes.
Run game.
Okay. Ez?
It should be run of yards per game rushing or touchdowns per game rushing because they set an NFL record or tied the record, whatever it
Or
was.
maybe just yards per carry. I'm just going to go yards per carry.
This isn't a stat. This is just an
Just
overall.
overall.
Yeah.
What is their strength?
So rushing offense, if not, defensively, is it QB pressures or sacks?
All right.
D-line, whatever.
Well, let's see. None of you guys were right. Their pass coverage. They're the best pass coverage team in the NFL.
That was my second guess. I was going to say. I had a feeling
They
it was
were number
also-
1. They had like a PFF grade of 93.4.
Yeah, does this include playoffs, though? Are you sure?
I'm not sure if this includes playoff. I
Because
think it does.
If you look at like the numbers, like I know Quinion Mitchell's got pretty good numbers for the playoffs. I don't think Slays is okay, and then Cooper DeJean.
I think this does include playoffs.
Oh, is it? Because DeJean's numbers were.
I'll take a look right after.
Slays was. I think Mitchell had good numbers.
Right after we do the Chiefs, I'll take a look. We have a lot of time.
He had good
All
numbers.
right. What's the Chiefs' biggest weakness? Now, it wasn't. It's not really a weakness. They're good at everything.
I mean, I thought the Eagles were basically good at everything too, but I guess the
Yeah.
Chiefs are.
The Chiefs are even better. Like they're not great really in anything, but they were not bad at
what is their
anything.
What is their weakness?
Like when I type this, I put best instead of worst.
I'm trying.
They were in the top 15 half.
Oh, really?
I'll just say in this category.
Oh, what is that? I'm trying to think. What would their weakness be? I'm just gonna say their running the run game.
Okay.
I feel like their run game isn't like, it's not spectacular, but it's not bad. I feel like they could be a middle of the pack team.
Ezra?
A run game.
I'm gonna go yards per catch, something like that.
Okay. Well, it was pass blocking. They were the 14th best pass blocking team in the NFL.
I was gonna say offensive line, but it doesn't matter because Mahomes just finds a way to get free.
So they were the 14th best pass blocking.
They still, I feel like they do a good job blocking, no matter what. They do a good job.
And what's Chiefs' strength?
Can we do like time management or like
That's a really good stat.
or
but
like
I don't.
one score games
Clock
or like
management.
Andy Reid and his just ability to be good when like in like those situations.
I'll probably, like I said, we'll go through PFF in a second. but
What is
Best record in one score games.
that is true.
They're really good in one score.
They are
games.
really good.
What is their strength?
Again, this is not a category.
I'm trying to think. What is like
It's not, or it is.
It is a category. Yeah.
their strength?
Fewest or top 5 fewest defensive points per game allowed.
I'm gonna say pressures.
Pass coverage. The 5th best pass coverage team. in the
I would
NFL.
have not guessed that. I actually would not have guessed that.
So we'll go to PFF right now while we have a lot of time still on our hands.
I actually thought
today.
their pass coverage would have been one of the. I was going to consider that to be one of the not as good things, but
All right, so let's go to some premium stats I have up here on PFF. Hold on, I gotta put on my glasses. I can't see anything. Alrighty, okay. So the glasses are coming on. Premium stats. All right, so it does include the regular season and the postseason. Overall, like I said, the Eagles were the best. They had a 93.6 coverage grade,
good at everything but tackling.
and
basically.
they were awful at tackling.
Good at everything but tackling.
They were really bad tackling.
Let's see. I
team.
want to see the overall. According to PFF, what is the overall? Like, who are the top overall teams according to PDF?
Oh,
just in general.
according to PFF.
Yeah.
PFF,
Who did PFF say was like the Falcons were number 4?
Number 4. It makes sense because they were really good.
They're good at everything besides they were really bad at tackling.
They were awful.
And their
pass rushing.
Pass rushing wasn't good.
And we knew that.
Their defense wasn't spectacular, but coverage-wise was good.
Yeah. I mean, like I went back and looked at like some of the other teams and stuff like that.
Can you scroll down? I'm curious. This is just the Bill. Like the Packers are 17, the Bills are 19. Now I will say PFF does get some stuff wrong.
They do. Yes.
I know this because I remember hearing for offensive linemen, PFF doesn't know who is your offensive lineman's assignment on every play. So if there's a guy in front of them, they don't actually block him. They go block somebody else. PFF's going to be like, oh, he missed the block. Even though that's not
they don't
their
look at coverage
assignment.
like. And I know it specifically from the Giants because the Giants had a couple plays against Dallas where they ran this type of blocking scheme where the center essentially picks up the edge man, and they like had it as like I forget they had somebody as the wrong guy that like took over the took essentially the blame for it. Special teams, the Bengals were the best special teams in the NFL.
Oh God, scroll all the way to the bottom.
You guys were the bottom.
Yeah, I know. We also just extended our special teams coordinator too, because why not? Being the worst. I think the Packers have been the worst like multiple times in the past few years.
That's like the bottom 3 are like pretty bad. Everybody else is like pretty good, not terrible. But tackling is one of those stats where not many teams. The Chiefs are the best tackling team in the NFL, but that's not why I put it because they didn't.
Again, tackling to me is one of those things. It's a disciplined thing, just kind of like why the Chiefs are so good.
And the Patriots were actually surprisingly second.
New England, interesting.
Green Bay was 4th.
So. I feel like tackling again is like a disciplined thing.
All right, so I guess we still have a lot of time here before we get into the actual game. Well, we have been getting into the game. Let's get into. Don't know how to pull it up. That's a lot.
We can talk about the Pro Bowl.
Dude, you go, Ezra. Ezra, we'll give you 30 seconds to say whatever you want about the Pro Bowl. Besides that, Drake May is somehow Drake May and Russell Wilson are quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl. That's
Good.
when you know it's bad. Not that Drake May's bad. He played like 10 games or something like that.
There's what the fuck is schedule? No.
I mean, the NFC's won back-to-back years. Big.
I don't really care about like that at all.
I thought they were changing. I thought it was going back to football, but I guess they were just adding the skill stuff back, and they were still playing flag.
Yeah.
Yep. There are tickets for as low as $24.
So we'll see what the Eagles do really well and what the receiving team versus, like, can I do like receiving team versus scheme? Yeah, I guess I can. It's just not loading right now. But when it does load, it just fucking loaded, and then I clicked away. Whoa. A.J. Brown is number 1 in receiving against man coverage.
Oh, this is always good stuff to look at. Who is Vidarian Lowe? That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't have
Oscar. Okay, we have to go back. We go no. Before you have to go to the left.
He's
number 11 is a tackle, and number 17
because
is
he's got a target. If I take out like 80%, these are the guys that 80% snaps. Or minute or 58 targets or whatever it is. I forgot the criteria. So these are target worthy. Xavier Worthy's here.
Well, these are just the only guys.
Again, against man coverage, A.J. Brown is one of the best receivers against man coverage coming up this Sunday. When it comes to zone, still pretty good. 83 point.
Puka, really,
83.
Puka looking like he might be the best just overall receiver.
Xavier Worthy, 65 against zone. And it makes a lot of sense. He's a fast guy. Runs around. Drops. Can I search by team?
Yeah,
I can.
Drops. Let's go on the drops.
We're not talking about the.
You'll see all the drops. They'll be number. I think we have probably 1, 3, 5, and 8. Or like.
All right. So, A.J. Brown actually was one of the best receivers literally in the NFL. Didn't drop. Had the highest drop grade on here against man coverage.
He had one drop.
Yeah, he had one drop.
The whole season?
Against man, I think it is.
Against man. He had one drop against zone.
He had 2 drops all year.
2 drops all year.
This says, drops are different than targets, but 97 targets, 67 catches.
Yeah, that does. You can't go by that at all. The drops is a completely different thing.
So, against zone coverage, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith still have a really high percentage. And against zone, DeAndre Hopkins is the number 1 player for the Chiefs against zone.
It's interesting to look at too, because pretty sure the Eagles play a lot of zone coverage.
Well, I think I could probably tell you that right now.
So if you look at it, they're definitely not as good.
Coverage schemes. Here we go. And then that gives me 2 teams. Say, just give me a second. It'll load up.
I'm pretty sure the Eagles are known to run a lot more zone stuff.
I think I should be able to search by team here. I should be able to search hold on, team report. If I search to the Eagles, where's Philly? Down here. Coverage. Is there a way to tell man and zone here? Or am I just fucking tripping? No, I don't think so. Coverage grade, Zach Baun had the highest coverage grade for them. He had 75 plays in pass coverage. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was a stud. Cooper DeJean had higher than Quinyon Mitchell. Any of their corners.
They were the same. They had the exact same number.
Oh, they did, yeah. I mean, both those guys we knew were going to be studs. Reed Blankenship was very good, too, for them. Darius Slay was their third corner.
Their whole team was good. So, there's a reason they're in the Super Bowl. They have no holes.
No, they don't. So I mean, they're that's just what they are, man. The Chiefs, if I could pull this up, we'll see how they are in coverage. Yeah, Trent McDuffie and Justin Reed makes sense.
Good, not as
Leo
good.
Chanel is there. Jalen Watson, but nobody really bad for them either. Chris Jones is in there. He had a couple games, where he went in coverage. He had two snaps in coverage.
Well, I mean, some of their top guys are pass rushers, so that's never a good thing.
But yeah. By game. We could go back and look at last week's game for both these teams. But these are coverage matchup. Did these two teams play this year?
Who?
The Chiefs and the Eagles?
No.
No?
No.
I think they played last year, though. Yes.
During the regular season?
Yeah, as give me a week they played. Because they played like week 8 or 9. And I remember this because Nick Sirianni screamed in the locker room, "Can you hear me now?" after beating the Chiefs.
Yep, they did. It was November 20th of 2023 on Monday Night Football.
November 20th. That's probably week 12 or 13. No, go back. Week 11. Go back a week. I was gonna say that at first, and I second guessed myself.
All right, there we go. So this is even tough because I can't really we could look at the Eagles and what they did.
The Eagles were good at this point. They were undefeated.
They were good.
I think
because the Chiefs really haven't changed in what they do defensively. So let's look how they did offensively. Last time they played the Chiefs. L'Jarius Sneed, who isn't on the team anymore, had one of the best coverage games. AJ Brown, when he versed L'Jarius Sneed, he had 1 catch for 8 yards.
Again, not on the team anymore. So
not on the team anymore. Jack Stoll in coverage. Matchups right here. They had Trent McDuffie on Devontae Smith, and he had 1 catch for 5 yards. Swift did okay. All receivers.
AJ Brown only had 1 catch that game.
Yeah, they don't have Willie Gay in coverage anymore, so they're okay. Because Willie Gay had 2 catches, 31 yards. Not the best game for him there. And yeah, Devontae Smith went off that game. I don't know who he went off on.
Well, again, it probably gets zone.
So, receiver matchups. Pass blocking, they did a really good job. They let up 3 sacks that game. The starters did. They rotated. No, that was just Jack Stoll playing tackle. All right.
For what the game last year they played?
No, they didn't have him playing tackle, but they had him playing. They had him playing tight end and tackle a little bit. It said. All right. There's not much else I really have outside of we're going to break down the game now. I mean, we kind of broke it down a little bit in the sense of the biggest strengths and weaknesses. I'm trying to hit present here. But yeah. Let's get your first thoughts on the Super Bowl. Let's go over who you think's going to win. What do you think the game is going to come down to? And who do you want to win too? We'll say that too.
I hate to do this, but could I kick it to one of you guys? I got to deal with something that's blowing up on my phone.
Yeah, you're fine. Shay, we'll kick it to you first because Ezra, has something going on. So
who do I think is going to win?
It's rush week, and there's a big argument about somebody.
It's fine. You're good. Don't worry about it.
What am I answering? Who do I think is going to win, and what else?
Who do you think is going to win? What do you think the biggest weaknesses and strengths? I mean, well, not the weakness and strength, but I'm saying, what do you think the game's going to come down to at the end of the game?
I think the Eagles are going to win, and
okay.
I thought the Eagles from day one were going to win the Super Bowl because I thought they were the best team. Now, one thing that I think Buffalo did a good job against Kansas City, and they probably could have done it more, was run the ball. I think Buffalo did a pretty good job running the ball against the Chiefs. James Cook had a good game. A little bit Ray Davis had good. I feel like Buffalo did a good job running the ball. And now you go to the Eagles, who are the best running team in the league. So you might give the Kansas City a bit of a problem there. Here's the thing with Kansas City. we know they're this really good team and that they win these one-score games and they score. They're good when teams score less than 30 points or something like that.
No, they're good when they're 7-0 when teams score 30-plus points as well in the playoffs.
But this year they haven't. How many times have no team has
I know
scored,
the stat today that they're 7-0 in the playoffs when teams score 30-plus more points on them.
Yeah, but this season, teams to score more than 30 points against them, I think it only happened once, and they lost.
Yes.
Or twice to the Broncos, and they lost both times. I think it's teams that have scored more than 30 against them have beaten them.
Well, it's only really once because the Broncos game doesn't.
Well, yeah, but I think Philly is very capable of scoring 30-plus points against the Chiefs. I think Philly started the playoffs slow against the Packers. They didn't look so good. Against the Rams, they looked better, still not so good. I think last week against the Commanders is kind of what they were, where their offense is exploding. Their defense was okay against Washington, could be better. You obviously want them to always improve. They created turnovers. Now, I don't think you'll see many turnovers. This is what this game's going to come down to. Whichever team turns the ball over more is probably going to lose.
You're 100% right.
Whatever team turns the ball over more is going to lose. I think every single playoff game this playoffs, the team that's won the turnover battle has won, except for the Chiefs-Bills game. That was the one game, I think, because Kansas City turned the ball over once. Buffalo didn't. I think that was the one difference. But I think really whoever wins the turnover battle in this game is going to win the game because turnovers are the most important stat, basically, that it comes down to because it kills drives, gives momentum. Obviously, there's no home field advantage for either team in this game. You're playing in New Orleans. Both teams you'll have, again, the Super Bowl is that weird time. You don't have a lot of fans from your own team that show up. It's just people who have a lot of money and want to go to the game.
Exactly.
You don't even have you just people rooting for the game and exciting plays. So you make a big play, you'll hear a lot of cheering. Yeah, I just think, I don't know, rematch, I think this is Philly's time. I think Philly is, I know this Kansas City team is really good, but I think this Philly team is very, very, very good. And I think as long as, Mahomes is going to play good. As long as Jalen Hurts plays good, he doesn't even have to play amazing. I think if Jalen Hurts plays solid, the Eagles will win. If Jalen Hurts has a bad game, they lose. And obviously if Mahomes doesn't play like Mahomes, they're going to lose. Again, if you look at Mahomes if Mahomes plays like he has in every other Super Bowl, they will lose. He's played very good in one Super Bowl. It was against the Eagles. That's why they won. If he plays like he did against the Niners last year.
Well, they put up 38.
No, I know. They played great. He played phenomenal that game. But if he plays like he did against the Niners last year, they will lose. If he plays like he did against the Niners the first time, they will lose. If he plays like he did against Tampa Bay, they will lose. If he plays like they did against, I'm missing one, I think. No,
that's it.
Yeah, those are the four times. 3 of those times, if he plays like that, they lose. If he plays like he did against the Eagles last time, they will win.
Last question. Who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win? The Chiefs.
Okay.
I don't like the Eagles. I don't like either one of these teams, but I'd rather root for the Chiefs because I don't want the Eagles to win. Because I think I'll be even more pissed if I see the Eagles win, especially if they beat up on the Chiefs, and I'm like, wow, like this is really what happened.
You see a guy died from their win.
Yeah,
he fell off a pole.
The mayor or whatever of Philly said not to climb, don't do that stuff after the game, and they did it, and then he died. So he was warned.
Well, it's Philly. Everyone's going to do it.
Still a dummy. Ez, are you back? You ready to go? You good?
I am. I'm good. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
All right. So to Shay's point, turnover battle. Last time they met, Kansas City did not turn the ball over once. They ended up winning that game on pretty much what was a game-winning field goal. But it was back and forth the whole game. The last time they met, the Eagles won the time of possession battle, but again, they had a turnover. They had more total yards, more first downs, the whole 9. And numbers-wise, it looks like they should have won the game. But it's trying to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs will end up winning it just because, like what we said about what the Chiefs are good at, it's time management. They're going to methodically play it out just like they did it to beat Philly the last time and somehow win the game. I would rather see Philly win, and as a Giants fan, it hurts me to say it and admit it. But I do want to see
You're a dumbass.
You're a fake Giants
I want to see Saquon win a ring.
I don't want to see Saquon win a ring.
You are a fake Giants fan. If you're a Giants fan and you root for the Eagles, you might as well go join the Eagles right now.
Yeah, seriously, go join the Eagles.
I'm not even a Giants fan, but I would not claim you as a Giants fan. How dare you? If I ever had the freaking Bears in the Super Bowl, I don't care who they play. They could play. I don't even know. I don't hate anyone in the AFC. They could play whoever. I don't even care. I'm not rooting for them. No way in hell.
How could you hate a team that is this good and has a chance to not?
Because Saquon Barkley's on the team, that's
Because
right.
your best
And
player
they're in
left,
division rival.
and they kick the crap out of you every single time you guys play. And you just watch
They
you get beat
own us.
every
Where?
single time. Yeah. Why would you be like you know what? I gotta respect it. Like no, I hate them. If I
You're a dumbass.
Let's put this like Bears fans. If Bears fans ever were like, you know what, I gotta respect the Packers. There's just something wrong. You just watch them kill them and kill them and kill them. And that feeling when the Bears beat the Packers, they're like, we don't even care that we won 5 games this year. We beat the Packers. It doesn't matter. We won the Super Bowl, basically. Like, if the Giants would have beat the Eagles, it's like,
I
it
have
doesn't
that
matter.
case with Dallas and not Philly.
See, that's so dumb. Why? We've beaten Dallas multiple times.
You guys should hate Philly and Dallas, and then Washington's like, you know, they're okay.
They're coming up. They're going to be coming up soon.
Soon they
We
will.
fucking hate them. All right. Turnovers are, of course, going to lead this game. Whoever turns the ball more probably is going to lose the game. Like, it's simple as that. But the Chiefs last week, they should have probably won the game by more. They got very lucky. The Bills got very lucky. They got back 5 fumbles recoveries, all of them.
5 is crazy.
They fumbled 4 times and they recovered the Chiefs 1 fumble. So the Chiefs were the Bills were very lucky in that regard. The Chiefs I thought should have won the game by more. But coming down to this game, the Eagles haven't turned the ball over really at all. The Chiefs haven't turned the ball over really at all. So I don't expect either of them to turn the ball over very much, if at all. The Eagles, I don't think Saquon Barkley will rush for over 100 yards. Steve Spagnuolo is going to come with an exceptional game plan to stop Saquon Barkley in this game. When in terms of Jalen Hurts is going to have to put up 30-plus points, maybe even 40 points to beat him because you know what? 35 wasn't enough last time. It might have to be 40 this time.
You don't think Saquon goes for 100 against them?
Nope. Because I think they'll get down. I think the first drive they'll come out, they're gonna be scared, and they're not gonna do very much. I think the first drive, and I think they'll start to understand. Listen, the teams that do play conservative in the playoffs lose. The Bills played conservative. They didn't have another play on 4th and 1. They had 1 play and they couldn't run that. Right? So there's our understanding.
That was the first down, but not the point.
It doesn't matter. We ran it like 7
We could talk
other.
about that after this.
You ran it 7 other times and it didn't work at the goal line. So why would you keep running it? That's dumb coaching. That's the definition of insanity.
I think Saquon goes for 100 just because they'll probably give him 25 carries.
I think they'll be trailing most of the game, so I don't think they will.
All right. Well, here's the one thing I think I could promise you. This game will, I don't want to say it will not be a blowout because the Chiefs will not blow out the Eagles. That is something that I promise you will not happen because the Chiefs haven't blown anybody out this entire year. So they're not blowing
they'll win by
the
1
Eagles.
score.
Yeah, they're not blowing. Philly could blow out the Chiefs. Like the Philly could blow out the Chiefs. Like that's a possibility.
Yes.
Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But
No.
Kansas City will not. Like if Kansas City could be up like 10-0 with the ball, and they'll probably go 3 and out and give the Philly back the ball, and they'll go down. Like Kansas City cannot like put a team away.
The Chiefs' offense is so methodical where they don't. I don't even think they get to 3rd and 4. Like they just get into 3rd and 3, these easily 3rd and manageables, and they convert them every single time. They're really good at it, and then they get to 4th and 1. They're just gonna go for it. You know, once they're past the 50-yard line.
They're very Mahomes reliant.
I wouldn't say that.
Very.
They're a power run team.
How many times they run the ball last week against the Bills?
They are a power run team.
I disagree with you on that.
They are a power run team. Play great defense. This is what New England was. This is what they are.
Let's look at the stats.
They had 35 rushing attempts against Buffalo.
This is what they are. They're a power running team. Mahomes ran the ball like 12 times.
11, yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Again, that's
Wow.
not a power. That's not what a power running
No,
team
no.
does.
I'm not saying.
You said the Patriots, and then you're talking about Mahomes carrying the ball 11 times.
I'm not saying that Mahomes went out there and usually he carries about 6 average a game. And I'm saying in the sense of the fact that this team likes to run the ball. They're not going to be a very team of try to finesse you. This is a power old school running football team. They're not going to. This is not the Kansas City Chiefs of 2020. or 2019 where they had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and had all these fast guys and with speed. Like they're not speed anymore. They're going to win the clock management. They're going to be better situationally than you. They're going to outcoach you, and their quarterback's going to outplay you. And that's as simple as that. And they do it every single freaking week. And there's a reason why they're in the Super Bowl every year, because they do those things right. They manage the clock, and they play great defense, and their quarterback plays better than you. And then they'll turn the ball over. That's it. This is why they're just very old school team to me.
I'm just going to disagree with you on that. I don't think I would call them a power running team. I just looked at the stats because I wanted to confirm. Mahomes this year in the NFL was third in attempts. He would have been second, but he didn't play all 17 games. He was third. So if Burrow had the most, obviously, I think that makes sense. Mahomes had 581. I think if he played every game,
but
he would
also
have about 610.
But also, Pacheco was out a lot.
I could go to rushing attempts too. You want me to go to rushing attempts and see?
They probably weren't very high
Why not?
because Pacheco was out.
Yeah, but then they had Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, but they didn't
Kareem Hunt played very well.
They didn't pick up Kareem Hunt right away. They had Steele for a while, and then Steele fumbled, so they stopped putting him in.
He had a
Do you know how many carries Pacheco got last week?
Not many.
I'll help you out. 5.
Yeah, they give
So
it
he's
to
not
Kareem
this
Hunt.
very dynamic
They split it though.
thing. Him and Hunt, they do not split it.
It's Kareem Hunt now.
Hunt gets most of the carries.
Yeah.
Buffalo, they-
I just disagree with you to say this is a power run team.
I think they're more a power run team RPO than a
Yeah.
throw the ball down the field vertically.
Oh yeah, no. Now this is what I mean. You talk about RPO team. You're talking. You're talking power run team. I'm thinking like the Packers under center, give the ball, run the ball. This is this Chiefs team is a very RPO like quick stuff. Yes, a lot of different. That's not a power run team. A power run team is the Chargers. That's a power run team. They go under center and they hand the ball off. That's not what this Chiefs team is. They are in the shotgun, quick stuff. Either let Mahomes get out in space and make a throw. Oh, here's one thing I guess we can get into the Bills game in a sec. I want to talk about the Bills-Chiefs game because they're just that game you could talk about so much.
You want to talk about the blowout of Eagles Commanders game?
What?
No, we don't want to talk about the Commanders.
No, there's a couple of things that and here, I guess I'll say it right now. How could Philly beat the Chiefs? Just don't let Mahomes roll out to his right. It's really not that hard, and the Bills let him do it probably 10 times. And it worked every single time. Just don't let him go to his right. They did it. Oscar, how many times were we sitting watching the game being like, they let him roll to his right again and look like first down, just like that.
Well, they run those fourth down and like short plays, and they run like Mahomes rollout plays.
He doesn't
all
go
the
to his
time.
left. He never goes to his left. He's always going to his right. And Gregory Rousseau knifed in so many times. Again, it's probably something they saw on film, and it worked. If you're the Eagles and you let them do that, you just are asking to lose. Contain him, keep him in the pocket. Things will be different.
They do a really good job scheming up where they'll have offensive linemen not offensive linemen, but tight ends and wide receivers scream into the edge.
No, they do, but at that point, if you're like one of the guys and you see if you're in man, especially if you see a receiver come by, you should go fly up because you got to get ready. Then he's rolling out to his right. You could scheme better defensively to know that he's going to roll to his right.
No, I think Fangio will be ready for it.
I think if they do, it will be a big game changer and it will limit a lot of the Chiefs' plays and it will help Philly tremendously.
As you had anything on the game? You were saying?
I actually think it'll be a bit of a track meet. I know we talked about both teams' biggest strength being a pass coverage. The numbers say that, but fuck that. The last time they met was 38-35, right?
No, it was 21-17. The Eagles.
No. In the Super Bowl.
Yes, it was 38-35, yes.
The over-under is set at 49.5.
I'll take the over,
And
probably. A lot of money probably is on the over, I would assume.
I think the biggest bet is Chiefs money. Well, not Chiefs money. Eagles money line is the most popular bet.
Really? I would take the Chiefs money.
Well, because
the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Are
Philly's money line
Exactly.
is a plus 105 for ESPN.
So I mean, you're getting extra money.
Yeah, you're
and
getting
it's
extra
a
money,
game
that's
that
why.
kind of seems like it could be a toss up. People take the more money.
Yeah, exactly. We can get down the fourth down call really quick.
Well, let's ask Ezra. Ezra, is the NFL rigged?
No, I don't think it's scripted. I don't think it's rigged.
Did you see Dean Blandino's
Yes, I saw
brother
that.
came out and said that he thinks it's rigged?
He thinks it's rigged.
The NFL is not rigged. Okay?
Definitely not
The
rigged.
Chiefs do. Now, I will say, do the Chiefs get favorable calls? Yes. honestly, that game really wasn't that bad.
Not at all.
No, I thought it was
Besides the
well
fourth, it was. Me and Oscar watched the game. It was perfect until the fourth down call. And I said after the game,
Maybe where they actually catch it though.
and I said, again, here's the thing. We could debate that all you want. It didn't matter. There was a holding on the defense. They would have gotten a first down anyway. They would have advanced the drive. So instead of having the ball maybe at like the 5, they would have had it at the 20. So with a 1st and 10, would they have scored? Yeah, probably. So that's not a big deal. That's not like it was 3rd and 10 and he threw one up and it's, who knows what happened. There was a flag on the play, automatic first down no matter what. Didn't matter. I think the big one's the 4th and 1 that everyone's talking about. And I said after the game, that would be the thing that Bills fans especially talk about and everything. Otherwise, I mean, there was a couple flags. Like one time,
I thought they leaned more towards the Bills than the Chiefs.
Bills went off early and they called it on the Chiefs. Like it was even until that 4th down call. It was even until the 4th down call. I don't care about the Worthy catch. Didn't mean anything. It wasn't like a normal thing. There was no. I mean, you could tell the Bills weren't going after Mahomes like crazy when he would go out of bounds, or he didn't really slide. He kind of went out of bounds most of the time. They weren't going after him. They knew just let him go. But obviously everything was good until that 4th and 1 call. And did it look like he got it on TV? Yes. They called it short on the fields. It's tough. I don't know. It's tough call to make.
Yeah, that one's a tough call to make. Listen, don't run the fucking tush push. That's your fault, Buffalo. Run a different play. Not like that's your fault. Don't run the tush push.
Don't leave the game in the hands of the officials.
Exactly.
That's like the number one saying. If you have to leave it in the hands of the officials, I've seen so many times where teams have been favored, like on the plus side of those fourth down ball spotting situations, especially in those close quarters, and I've seen teams be on the opposite. Like, it goes either way. So again, don't leave it up to the officials. Don't let it be close. I mean,
don't call the same play that didn't work 7 times in the game. Like, I hate that.
If you want to make sure you get that, you got to be a half a yard past that first down to make sure you get it. Not the ball possibly on the line where.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his? Gene Senatore said what? He thought it was good by a third of a football. So if a football is this big, that's good by a few inches. Okay, now obviously the NFL is a game of inches. You don't ever want to leave it close enough where it's 3 inches to be like, or 4 inches.
Exactly.
You should be there by a foot.
Not by a foot. Just get the first down. Don't make it. Don't make the officials have to make a call at all.
You should have the full ball over the first down. Like, you shouldn't. It shouldn't be that close. You don't want it to be that close.
The Chiefs are just better. They're just a better team. They prepare better, and that's why.
And again, the Bills had the ball with 3 minutes, 30 seconds left, and they did nothing with it.
Exactly.
And they couldn't stop the Chiefs. Chiefs ran the clock out. So again, the Bills had their opportunity. They still couldn't do it. So it goes either way.
Mm-hmm. As you got anything else? We're gonna wrap this shit up.
I feel bad for Josh Allen.
I don't feel bad for Josh Allen.
Even Mahomes apologized. It's like every time it's us, you know? Tough.
Listen, there'll be one Josh.
There's no rivalry between Mahomes and Allen that we could even compare it to. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
No.
Oh, I said LeBron to the Eastern Conference.
Oscar, I asked Oscar this question. He starts going over like the dumbest answers I've ever heard. I actually just was like, no. I mean, like, Brady Rivers is one that people said, but like, the game never, because you can't even say this is Brady Manning because Manning won. Like,
yeah, but like, nah, it was LeBron. This is LeBron to the Eastern Conference. For he was 7-0 to the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's Mahomes versus the rest of the AFC. That's Mahomes in the AFC.
That's not true. Joe Burrow beat him.
True, exactly. Well,
and Tom Brady.
Did somebody ever beat LeBron?
Brady was the NFC though.
No.
No one ever beat LeBron.
No, from 2011 to 2018, nobody beat LeBron.
Well, in his early years.
He was 7-0.
His early years, people beat him.
Yes, his earlier years, yes, before he made the finals. But when he made the finals, he was 7-0.
It's like Mahomes is, again, this is given. Do you guys think he'll go down as the greatest quarterback of all time?
Ooh, it depends, man. Because like I understand Brady beat him, and that's
twice.
He
beat him twice.
That's the tough part. But the problem is, if Mahomes 3-peats or maybe even 4-peats, I know. That's where we're going. And I said this last year to you guys, and I said, but guys, what if he 3-peats and then he actually has a chance to 3-peat? And he has a very good chance of 4-peating.
He's still not better if he 3-peats.
He's favored to 3-peat.
Yes, I know.
Here's my thinking. In order to have a conversation to be ahead of Brady, he has to win 8 Super Bowls. He's got to win 8.
He has to do this until he
has to have more than Brady, because if he has the same as Brady, the big thing is Brady beat him. Not only that, Brady beat him at 40-something years old, and he was like in his 20s. Like, this is like supposed to be his quote-unquote prime, and Brady.
But here's the
beat him.
thing: Mahomes is only 29.
No, he's got plenty. Here's the thing: I don't think Mahomes will play till he's 45. He's probably got. He might play till he's 40. He's got like 10 years left. Can he?
But if he can play till he's 38,
he can obviously do
36,
it. But I think again, he needs to. You got to have probably 8 Super Bowls to talk.
Yo, what if he just rattles off the next freaking 6 of them?
Yeah, then he's the best.
He's definitely the best.
Yeah, obviously he's it. Yeah.
Even if he rattles off the next 5, I think.
Just go ahead. Yeah, whatever. You win, especially at that point. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Yes. But I think he's got to probably get 8 Super Bowls to beat Brady. That's what he's got to do.
Listen, man, they're trying to do something that's never been done before, and it will be very impressive to see if they get it done next week. Ezra, thank you for hopping on. Shay, thank you for hopping on. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys in a week or so. Thanks.